welcome to New Zealand. My name is Paul Smith, Paul C. Smith. I'm a photographer based here in New Zealand. This is my YouTube channel. Welcome. Clickbait cameras, we're talking about that today. Today we're at Durham's, I think it's Durham's Point, which is just outside of Taupo. I'm here to do some black and white photography, some film photography. I've got my Hasselblad. It's kind of an interesting scene here. I think there might be a picture. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm here to try. So today we're going to take some pictures. We're going to talk about why I use the cameras I use. We're going to talk about clickbait. We're going to talk about cameras and clickbait. It's all intertwined. Stay around and I'll explain a bit more. But before we do that, let's get into some photography and see if we can make a picture here. I want to talk about the gear that I'm using, what I'm using it. I had a question from Richard Ramsey a few weeks back. It was kind of a two-part question, and I addressed the first part of the question last week in last week's video, as well as wanting to know who my photographic influences were. Richard also wanted to know why I was using the gear that I'm using, and what I'm intending to do going forward with gear, and what I'm going to use. Obviously there's multiple reasons for me using what I use. I shoot film on this channel, my Hasselblad, my Leica M6, my Leica M8, my digital camera, and thinking about the reasons why I use those cameras, and mainly first and foremost, I guess it's pretty simple, they're good cameras. In particular at the moment, my Leica M8, my little digital Leica, is probably my favourite camera at the moment. But apart from the fact that these cameras are beautiful and they make nice images, the other reason, that I'm using those cameras, and particularly on this channel, those cameras get me a considerable amount of views, more than what I would if I was using other types of gear. So I thought I'd just kind of talk about that today and, be open about it, because it's something in the past that I've kept under wraps a wee bit. But, the fact of being on YouTube is that, we spend a lot of time creating content, and one of the damning things as a content creator is when you spend so much time on videos, putting your heart and soul into them, you put them up and nobody watches them. And what I found early on with my content was that if I was using a Leica camera, for instance, or shooting film, way more people would watch my content. And up until thinking about this, I was a little bit embarrassed to say that and to disclose that. But then I thought about it and I thought, well, no, I think that's fair enough, If it takes a certain camera for somebody to click on my video and to watch my content and to look at my photography and to come and share my experiences, then so be it. I think that's all good. And, I think as YouTubers, we all use clickbait in different forms of clickbait for good reason. Like I said, we spend a lot of time creating content, putting our heart and souls into stuff, getting it out there, standing in front of the camera, and to have nobody watch your content is very disheartening. So for that reason, that like if I have to use a certain camera on this channel to get more people watching what I do, engaging with me, then I think that's fine with me. I'm also, going to carry on doing what I do in my videos, I guess, and name dropping name-dropping camera brands in my titles, and if it gets people watching the content, then so be it. But the main thing that I think we all need to realise is that it's about the pictures, it's about the photographer, it's about how you see stuff. The gear is, as we all know, is not really important. And for me, if I get a bit of clickbait payback from the gear that I got, then so be it. There you go. Like I said, it's all about the picture. Yeah, camera's a camera. Some cameras are better than others, but generally, it's all about the picture, the photographer, story behind the pictures, and that's what this channel's all about. Print is available on my website. There you go. Really happy with that. I had a couple of shots that were similar. There was that shot there, which was a long exposure, and I took a normal exposure of the same scene. Both good images, but I just like the mood and the feel of that image a little bit better. That picture's available on the website. I'll put a link below for that. Only one available, signed, personally signed. Just for those who are wanting to know, the film stock I used was Ilford Pan F Plus, and I really like that film stock, especially good for long exposures and landscape photography. I find that I get some really nice pictures from it. So I must order some more. I've just run out. That's it for this episode. Thanks for joining me. Before I go, if you'd like to support the channel, one of the best ways you can do that is to give me a thumbs up or subscribe to my channel. Two real easy ways. It's going to cost you nothing. If you want to go a little bit further, you can buy one of my books. I have two books available. I have my brand new book, Incidents of Isolation, and my not so new book, Scenes from the Black Sand. I've nearly sold these out, so if you want one of these, I'd suggest you hurry up and grab one because they're just about sold out. Scenes from the Black Sand was a book about my time on the west coast beaches of Auckland, and Incidents of Isolation is about those incidents where you feel a little bit alone. Link up here for both of those books. Like I say, great way to support my channel if you want to do that. Yeah, I'd really appreciate it. I have to go. Hope you've enjoyed the episode. Thanks for clicking on it. Thanks for getting attracted by the clickbait. Or maybe you didn't. Who cares? Please take care. Haere rā from New Zealand. Goodbye.